playing against Jules Moussard. So now we're getting some really known names against each other. Magnus playing here the French Moussard, who is he's in the top 100, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been in and out of the top 100. He's had a tough year, I think, but in general, he's been a very much a mainstay of the French team, and a grandmaster that's nearly got to 2,700 over the board. That is no mean feat. So there we see on chess.com as well, almost 3,100. That shows he's super strong, Jules. And we see Magnus play the modern defense. This is due to the fact he hasn't put pawns in the center. It's quite a modern approach to chess. You just put pawns very modestly on your third rank here, the sixth rank for black, and then you try to attack from afar. It's hyper-modernist chess, where it was discovered that actually putting your bishop on the long diagonal and just sitting and surviving the opening gives you good long-term potential. White's central pawns are targets that don't really want to move.
And Jules has gotten 10th place in Game Week 7. That's his best result, and with a total of 8 points in that tournament. So he's in contention to be one of these players who needs to play many Title Tuesdays and get many results so that he can qualify for the Esports World Cup. But you get to collect as many good placements as possible, and with only 1 10th place, he really needs to start getting some points.
Yeah, it means a lot to him. He's a full-time chess professional. He travels the world week in, week out. Jules Moussard trying to qualify for events like the Esports World Cup. So this is huge for him. But against Magnus here, he's doing well so far. Computers do tend to like positions where white has a small space advantage. White, especially this pawn, is the furthest advanced pawn. And here he's doing the same, clamping down on that left side of the board. Maybe we'll see an en passant later. One of these two pawns.
Hopefully.
Would that be 4 out of 4? In the meantime, Magnus is going to play on the other flank. Since it's blocked, bishops aren't so comfortable. Knights prefer those block positions. Magnus is going to try and push all of his pawns towards the white king later. Interesting position. I like white, but Magnus loves these positions with black.
Yeah, it feels like he's done it kind of on purpose as well. Mm-hmm. But look at the rook that Moussard has now managed to involve like out of the corner and into the B file in a very original way, I would say.
Yeah, lifting the rook up and across is not an everyday thing. But here we go. Jules Moussard hits the rook and retreats his bishop. This is the second time we've seen this position where we see a dance between the black rook and the white bishop. Magnus doesn't want to draw.
Queen c8 is not ideal. His rook is actually pretty good here.
Okay, Magnus saying that the rook is pretty good and he didn't want to put his queen on c8. But as you say, David, he was trying to avoid a draw so early on in the tournament.
Yeah, and it's unclear whether Jules Moussard would have gone for the draw, but at least he was teasing Magnus there, forced Magnus to double check his calculations. And now the white queen and rook both posted very, very actively. I'm expecting Magnus, if he gets time, to try and trade off the dark squared bishops. There we go. Because normally a bishop pair, super strong together, but once one of them disappears, the other one feels a bit lonely. And white's light squared bishop just looks like a big pawn right now, trapped on the light squares. We see first pawns disappear from the board. Magnus will take back with his pawn. They always say capture towards the center with pawns if you can. And Magnus, I think he's going to be happy with how things have changed. Those two pawns can advance at will anytime in the near future.
What do you think, Aslak? Or do you agree with the evaluation bar and David that Magnus is better here?
Oh, well, I hear you say something about the computer really likes a bunch of different positions. Does that mean that it doesn't really help humans? That there's a difference between what actually is good and what computer thinks is good?
Yeah, I think it's quite abstract. Like a computer might like certain pawn structures, but that doesn't show you what the plan is. Sometimes black's position is easier to play, even if black is, according to the computer, a bit worse. At least your moves are obvious, your plans are clear. It's kind of, you obviously want to improve this knight, for example. You obviously want to improve this knight. For white, it's kind of, you're making threats, you're hitting pawns, but actually if those threats don't work out, what's next? So it's one of those weird positions where probably the computer is right, but I don't think that tells much, especially in a blitz game, where it's it's just quicker to have easy moves, easy plans, and Magnus is enjoying black's position, judging from the camera. I think here for this white bishop, just the worst piece on the board right now. It's not a pleasant situation for Moussard. He's struggling on the clock to find a plan.
And it looks like Magnus is in a good mood, I would say. I haven't seen him drink from his vase. I don't know if you've seen this, Aslak, but every time Magnus is here in the Take studio, he's drinking water from like a vase, and it looks like a huge cup, and it's pretty funny. But I haven't seen him do it today.
No.
It would be the first time.
If anyone can hear us in the office, bring Magnus his vase. Petition for Magnus to drink from
during the
biggest
break
bottle.
after the 4th round.
Is it like a lucky charm? Does he always win after taking a sip from the vase?
I'm not sure. He always smiles afterwards, so it's probably good.
I think he finds it very funny.
It's probably funnier than it actually is. But it's tradition at this point. I think it happened once because we ran out of clean glasses here at the studio, so we had to use we had to empty the flowers out and wash up. But it's become a tradition.
Torstein Bach has a similar thing where if he really needs Magnus to win, then he takes off his jacket. That's his signature move. So they have kind of a similar ritual.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of chess players are very superstitious when it comes to these kinds of things. They have like lucky socks. I once had in a tournament that I had to write Norway on a banana when I was representing Norway in the Olympiad. And every time I did that, I won. And I was like, this is so stupid, I have to stop. But when I stopped doing that, then I did lose. And I was like, okay, I'll just do it for the rest of the tournament. But it also looked really strange to be like drawing on a banana.
Well, whatever works.
Yeah.
We all have our things. And,
What is your thing then, David? Do you have any?
When I'm playing with white, I always have to wear white socks and white underwear.
Oh.
When I'm black socks, black
Oh,
underwear.
so you have something.
I do. I have to go shopping if that's not the case. But in the meantime, Magnus, a lot better with the black pieces, wearing his black shirt, of course. And he's doing very, very well now. The white knight, just really poor piece. And the white bishop, just very much stuck.
Yes, we get an en passant.
Oh, I don't think Magnus will say yes this time. You never know. You never know. He might. Will we see 4
Do
out
it
of
for
4?
4 out of 4, Magnus. Do it for the records, for the legacy.
Actually, we might. The more I look at it, I think that might be a good move. No,
No.
he doesn't.
Oh, no.
There are more opportunities.
Maybe white will push this pawn. Come on, Jules. Push the pawn. We'll see en passant. And yes! I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yes! 4 out of 4.
The streak continues.
And there we see knights getting traded off in a bit of a weird way, but Magnus has got it all covered. If the rooks come off the board, he simply wins. The black knight will step out the way, and it's this pawn, the black pawn, the pass pawn, that's going to become a new queen, or cost white his bishop, most likely. If Jules Moussard steps out of the way with the rook, then the same thing might have happened, and here we go. Magnus now with a huge advantage. The knight just so much better than the bishop.
Well, this is like a dream situation for Magnus, who have like a really good end game, have a minute extra on the clock. It looks like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, one does simply not en passant. Chat getting involved. Most popular move out there. And now the question for Magnus, I was going to say, do you take this pawn first? He's actually offering a pawn, Magnus. He's offering 2 different pawns. Whichever one white takes, white will get doubled pawns, weaknesses that the knight and king can attack later. Probably Jules will push his pawn forward and hope to block things up. There we go. You don't want to give yourself weaknesses the opponent can attack. Instead, this is a long-term ace card up his sleeve. But now Magnus is totally winning. Is white out of moves? Black has 2 pass pawns. One will stop the bishop. And there we go. The other one prevents the white king from moving, and Magnus is going around. Look how tricky that knight is. Check, fork, this pawn drops, then this pawn will drop. And like dominoes, everything will collapse.
Wow.
And then it's over.
Very good technique from Magnus here, who seemed very confident in the way he was playing these final moves. He never really stopped to think. And he does win his 4th game in a row with his 4th en passant. So we've got somebody in our chat saying 11 out of 11 en passants already.